What's up, guys? I was muted. Welcome back in to another Bulls post-game live stream after a victory, bro. Another big dub over the Hawks once again. Where do we go from here? These have been like good vibe, healing moments, these live streams the past couple games, and it just continues. Zach Lavine, can you say, man? What can you say about Zach Lavine? Deserves to be an all-star starter. Deserves to be probably in the MVP conversation along with Demar. Both of them, crazy. And then yeah, there's so much to get through. Ayo Dosunmu, guys, you see it. He's on the board. Ayo's on the board. Clamping Trae Young, putting him in prison. Someone might want to go and bail him out because I think he's still there. Someone might want to go check on Trae. He's got to get back to Atlanta at some point because he's still in prison. Ayo, for a rookie, getting in his face. This is the dude. This is Trae Young. This is the dude earlier this year, last season, who shushed Madison Square Garden in the playoffs. Trae Young is a good player, you know. I don't know how you guys feel about him. I know Bulls fans don't like Trae Young, but he has done some definitely impressive things in his career. And to see Ayo Dosunmu just clamp him down, yeah, man, just absolutely love to see it. What else to get through here tonight? Cook County, Tyler Cook. Tyler Cook had a big game, playing really well in the pick and roll, doing a really good job of getting to the rim when he gets the ball in the painted area. Coby White was looking for him a few times. Trey Brown Jr. was looking for him. So definitely some impressive moments for Tyler Cook, who, you know, we're getting these minutes, these really good minutes from these guys who were not playing, you know, a month, 2 months ago. So it's incredible the kind of value that AK and Mark Eversley were able to find from some of these bottom of the roster players. You know, this is crazy depth right here. This is the kind of depth that helps you in the playoffs. And yeah, let's get to Coby. Coby, another strong, impressive game from Coby White, building on the last game. It definitely feels like he is stringing together good games and building upon the success that he's finding. He's playing with a ton of energy. He's playing engaged. He looks involved in the offense. He looks energized on defense. Once again, just a lot of things to feel really encouraged about with Coby White's development. You know, we talked earlier in the season about the struggles he was having. We talked last season about the struggles he was having. But last season, you saw at the end of it, when him and Vooch were playing together more, when Zach, you know, was out with COVID, Coby was finding more chemistry. Coby looked more decisive with the ball. There were fewer turnovers. We're seeing kind of the same thing right now. He's getting back in that groove. I think it just took him a little bit of time to get there. So Javonte Green, let's get to Javonte. We covered Coby. Javonte Green, dude, is nuts. The kind of energy that he plays with, his versatility defensively, offensively, being able to guard multiple positions, and being a small ball four who can actually score on other fours. Do you guys remember there was this player who used to play for the Bulls for a while? He played power forward. His name started with an L. Laurie, I think it was. Isn't it nice to have a power forward who plays like a power forward? No offense to Laurie Markkinen. He's doing good things over there in Cleveland right now, helping them win games for sure. But you look at what Javonte Green gives us at the four, next to Nikola Vucevic, and it's everything. Reminds me a lot of Thad Young in a lot of ways. Thad Young is a very good player. But right now, Javonte, I would say, plays with a little more energy than I ever saw Thad play with. And that's no discredit to Thad, just plays a little different style. He's more of a facilitator. Javonte can score. I'm impressed with Javonte's ability to score. And obviously, we already covered the defensive versatility that he has, ability to cover inside, outside, bigs, wings, guards. He was on Trae Young for a large portion of the game. It's crazy, right? Like, this dude is our 4. He can also get out there and guard point guards, but he can also get down there, down low, and battle with big men for rebounds and blocks. It's just incredible. So shout out Javonte Green. He deserves a lot of credit. Let's see here. I chose 100 Grandkids by Mac Miller because Mac McClung played, and I like that song. So that's why it's the jam of the day. Laurie trade. Do you think we won that trade? I mean, it's kind of a win-win, right? Help both teams. We were able to get out of Lauri Markkanen's cap hold, which helped us. We were able to get Derrick Jones Jr., who's been a good player and is on an expiring contract, which means he could get flipped at the deadline, or he just becomes free cap space for next season. So yeah, I would say, and we got a nice pick out of it, and 2 picks out of that. So I would say, well worth it. Definitely happy with the results of that trade. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to overlook how incredible what Javonte Green is doing. It's incredible. It's actually incredible that he was a guard just a couple months ago, listed at 6'5", and he is playing power forward with the best of them right now. Like, he is the power forward, the starting power forward for the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I would personally argue the best team in the Eastern Conference, but standings-wise, the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, coaching is going really well with Chris Fleming. You can tell Billy Donovan has these guys prepared. There's really not a whole lot that's changed under Chris Fleming. I think it's credit to Billy Donovan as a head coach, having buy-in from all of his assistant coaches and buy-in from all of his players. Obviously, everyone is aligned. They're all on the same page. There's no confusion. There's no power struggle between the assistant and the head coach. Everybody's on the same page. You absolutely love to see it. Yes, definitely some new Super Fan Club member videos very soon. I promise you. I'll definitely be on that probably later this week. I've got some free time. It's nice. I'm settled back in. Hopefully my stuff will be here in the next 2 weeks is what I was told today. That's the latest. I was told 2 weeks until my stuff gets here. So pray for me. Hopefully that's true. Objectively, is DeMar the best free agent acquisition this offseason? Yeah. Objectively, yes. I mean, you could make the argument that there were some free agent acquisitions that were maybe more frugal, better steals. But I don't see a player who has instantly come in and made an impact the way DeMar DeRozan has, or at least the significance of the impact that DeMar DeRozan has made, right? There are players who have changed teams and have made significant impacts, but not quite on the scale of turning a non-playoff team, a non-play-in team, into the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I would argue the best team. So those are my thoughts. And apparently there's a special comment on IG for me. I'll check that out. My phone, bro, my phone is a minefield right now. I can't use my phone right now. It's just this bonkers going on right now. But another good dub tonight. Who else was on the board? Oh, I had Vooch on the board too. Vooch had another double-double. He had 20 rebounds. The most rebounds by a Bull since Pau Gasol. So Vooch is another guy that is trending upwards right now after slumping a little bit earlier in the season, him and Coby. And their success is tied together, right? Like, Coby is playing well off of Vooch in the two-man game, off the pick and roll, and Vooch is benefiting from his strengths as a facilitator. Like, look at us, guys. We are talking about Coby White's strengths as a facilitator. You remember this time last year, we were losing our minds that he was probably a shooting guard and not a point guard. So things to feel great about, not just good. Those are things to feel great about. Hey, thank you for congrats on the move. I am settling in quite nicely. Hopefully, like I said, get my stuff soon. Do you think we're out on Jeremy Grant after signing McKinney for the year? I don't really know. I think we're probably more out on Jeremy Grant because of the price than McKinney on his own. I would say, you know, the price for Jeremy Grant is going to keep going up as more teams get interested in him as we get closer to the deadline. There's a possibility that the Bulls could make a swing like that. I just don't really see it. I think the way this team is playing right now, I don't think you shake anything up majorly. I think you keep things the same. Javonte's hooping. I don't have a problem with the 4 right now. I don't really want to shake anything up. Like, if we're going to make a move like that, I'd rather do it in the offseason. I'd rather let these guys keep forming chemistry, get to the playoffs, play together, see how they do, and then kind of reassess this offseason and see what moves might still need to be made. For now, I think just keep running with the same squad. I like what we got. I really like what we got. So it's the next question. Should the Bulls make any moves at the trade deadline if we were in first place? If we're going to make any moves, I wouldn't really want them to be major. I'd want them to be, back of the bench kind of moves. I don't want to trade any rotational pieces. If we're going to trade someone, I would rather it be a future pick. I would rather it be a guy like Marco, someone who isn't really playing. I don't really want to trade Coby White. I don't even want to trade Trae Brown Jr. necessarily. I would say, though, at this point, like Derrick Jones Jr. and Trae Brown Jr. are probably the most expendable. They are on expiring deals. They are versatile wing players, which we have in troves right now. So I really don't think that Coby is going to get traded. I think most logically it would probably be Derrick Jones Jr. because he is on that $9 million contract. He isn't expiring, and we have that trade exception. So all of those things would lead me to believe that it would be him that would get traded, not Coby. Or Trae Brown Jr., a guy who has potential, is on an expiring, but does things that we already have players who are good at, like Ayo Dosunmu, like Alex Caruso, like Derrick Jones Jr. Did you notice Zach shooting more from mid-range? Yeah, absolutely. DeMar effect for sure. But even before DeMar was signed on to the Bulls, Zach was spending his offseason working on that mid-range game with his trainer. He was posting about it. So that was even pre-DeMar Derozan. Zach identified a weakness in his game and went out of his way to try to correct it. So kudos to Zach, but obviously DeMar is just helping that even more. So yeah, man, I was saying last night or the other night, just got to cherish these moments, man. With sports, things can change so quickly. Sports are so fickle. The Bulls, as you know, can change so quickly, as you guys have all experienced. So enjoy this moment, because one day these will be memories that we will look back on and think very fondly of. So just try to stay in the present, stay grounded, savor this moment, because this is so much fun. Remember, we were watching other fan bases get to have fun like this, and we were like, why can't we have fun like them? This is it. Enjoy it. Honestly, rub it in their faces, because when they're doing it, they'll rub it back in our faces, right? That's how this thing goes. We deserve to enjoy the shit out of this. We deserve it. What's up, Brandon? I'm assuming Coby sticks past the deadline. Do you think we give him an extension on his rookie deal? Probably not. We have a lot of money coming up on... Actually, we already did. What am I saying? What am I talking about? We already gave Coby his rookie extension. He is signed for the full rookie scale deal. I don't see us re-signing him after his rookie deal, if that's what you're asking. I would venture to say Coby will probably get traded before then. It's just more like you can hang on to him longer than just the trade. Like, you don't have to trade him at the trade deadline, even if you plan on trading him eventually. he can stick around for a while. Yeah, bro, we keep slandering Lakers fans. Honestly, keep fucking with other Eastern Conference teams. The fan bases that fucked with me the most this offseason, Celtics fans, those motherfuckers deserve to get it back. They talked so much trash for a team that we already cooked last season and are continuing to cook this season. Give it to Knicks fans. They're Knicks fans. Give it to Magic fans who are inexplicably toxic about the Vooch trade, which, mind you, there are some cool Magic fans that I'm cool with, and I actually like that team, and I like some of the moves they've made, so I've tried to not be a hater, but their fans are just like, they can be assholes sometimes for no reason. I don't give a crap about the Magic necessarily. They're not a threat to us, but they're fans. What else, man? Did we use the Tice trade exception on McKinney? I don't think we didn't trade for McKinney. That was a free agent signing, I believe. So I don't think so. Unless I'm wrong on that. Celtics passed on Lonzo. Celtics gave up Javonte Green. Celtics wanted DeMar and didn't get DeMar. Celtics gave up Evan Fournier, who went to the Knicks and is kind of okay for the Knicks. I don't know. The Celtics kind of suck at free agency. They always say they're going to do all these grand things, and they don't do any of it. They're kind of fraudulent. Kind of a fraudulent contender, if you ask me. Any other questions for me, guys? I might cut this one a little bit short. There are things to do. Thoughts on Cam Reddish? You know what? The last time we spoke, I was gonna look up Cam Reddish trade proposals. I'm off of it. I don't even want to. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm happy with what we got. I ain't worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm off the Cam Reddish shit. Which, it's not like he would be a bad addition. I'm just not so certain that we need to go out of our way to make a trade like that. Like I said earlier, I don't think this team needs, right at this present moment, a home run trade, an out of the park trade. That there is something to be said for building on the base that we already have, continuing to let these guys form chemistry, play together. Like, we thought the chemistry, I personally didn't think it would take that long, but there were people who thought the chemistry would take months and months and months to develop. It didn't. Let's see. I felt DeMar was off tonight. Did you? I don't think it was off tonight. I think DeMar was playing within the offense, right? Like, DeMar was deferring to Zach because Zach was the hot hand. That is a hallmark of a vet like Demar Derozan. He wasn't pressing anything. He still was efficient. He hit some really nice shots, but I don't think off is the right word for it. Just letting his teammates shine. We didn't really need DeMar to do anything crazy. So I'm happy with DeMar's performance tonight. And absolutely, that was a great meme. Anytime, and I'd be happy to give credit as well, so you can get some shine from that because you deserve it. Goodness, we're throwing it back. I mean, do you guys fuck? I have watched some trash ass and no name players come through this organization. I'll just say that. Any type of backup big you might want. I like Tony Bradley. Like I said, I feel like I need to make a bunch of moves. We definitely go 9 games after that. Dallas Nets Warriors. What do you think about that 3-game stretch? That Warriors game is going to be tough. That Warriors game is going to be really, really tough. Should be able to handle Dallas. We've handled the Nets so far this season, but they might have Kyrie for that game. I don't know, actually, because I think the United Center now has a vaccine mandate. I'm pretty sure. So maybe not. Maybe not. DMs. I will check DMs later, guys. We're live right now. Would I ever expand channel content to the NBA one day? That's a great question. I think we should do like a Q&A about like me at some point. It'd be cool to just kind of talk about shit that I'm interested in. But yeah, absolutely. As we continue growing this thing out, 100%. But for now, people watch me for the Bulls. So I give the people what they want. Also, I like watching the Bulls. So, enough with the F words, please. I am done watching. Very sorry. Kind of fired up tonight. Not trying to, but also not really trying not to. If that makes sense. Let's see. Do you think the Bulls will offer Mac another contract? Probably not. It seems like they really like Matt Thomas. And if you remember, bringing in McClung was kind of a guard depth move when we lost Dotson and Matt Thomas was already out. So with those guys back now, and us getting Caruso back soon, hopefully, and Coby playing really well, I don't see McClung probably sticking that long. JaVale McGee probably isn't available. Derek Favors is a name that I was thinking of too. Not opposed to Derek Favors necessarily. You know, give up a second or two. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Any future Bears videos? Dude, I have been so depressed with the Bears. Maybe when Nagy gets fired, we'll do a celebration video and I'll talk about some of the head coaching candidates that I like. Oh, here it is. Here it is. What's your beef with Matt Thomas? I'll tell you guys here. I'll tell you guys here right now. I don't want to ruin this. I feel like the more I talk about it, the better a chance I have of ruining it. But every time I slander Matt Thomas, whether it's on Twitter, whether I'm DMing someone or texting one of my friends or in a group chat, every time I slander Matt Thomas, immediately he scores. Like almost immediately after I send the text or send the tweet. It happened in the last game. It happened in the game before that. And then it happened again tonight. So it's just becoming kind of a ritual. I go out of my way to slander him because it makes him better. So I'm doing it for him. I'm doing him a service. Guys, I just noticed my camera is about to run out of battery. I don't have it plugged in right now on battery. So I might die here in a second. If you have any last minute questions, send them in right now so I can get them. But this camera's about to die. Yeah, I don't like... He hasn't done anything necessarily. Like, I do think it is weird that he gets extra minutes when it feels like he maybe doesn't deserve them. But he hasn't done anything that, like, has actually caused me to hate him. It's just fun. Allen Robinson. Don't say that name in this chat. Desmond Bane is not available. Desmond Bane is a most improved player candidate. Thoughts on Dotson? You know, depth guy. Not really a whole lot I see from him in terms of like playing heavy minutes. But, you know, a nice depth piece from the guard position. Chicago guy, brings you some scoring and rim pressure, which is always good. Plays pretty gritty defense, even though he's kind of short, which doesn't play in his favor, but he plays hard. He's a KU legend. I have a lot of fans out, or a lot of followers out there who have followed him since college, and you know, want to see him succeed. I do think there's a place for him in the NBA, but still kind of figuring that out. You know, you look at a guy like Ayo, and you can see kind of the instant difference, just in strength, you know, physicality, IQ. Like, it takes some guys a couple years to adjust to the speed and athleticism of the NBA game, and some guys are able to adjust immediately. So, look at the last NBA Central post. And you guys got me on my phone on the live stream. It's kind of a little bit of a faux pas. I'll have to check it later. Oh. Trade Russ and sign Stanley Johnson are trend. Stanley. Shout out Stanley, bro. Shout out Stanley. All right, guys. I am going to call it. Camera didn't die. I have my I got my monitor up, but it is about to die. So this was a fun one as always. Another big dub tonight. Make sure to go listen to the jam of the day. Make sure to leave a comment, drop a like, hit subscribe, hit follow if you are new here. All of those things help me out a ton. And as you can see, I'm back on the grind. I'm back in the hustle. So you're going to see a whole lot more of me coming up very soon. A player you wish was on the Bulls. Any player. Prime MJ? That a good place to end it? All right, guys. Another great dub. I hope you all enjoy your night. Go watch the highlights. Go retweet the tweets. Buy the merch. Tell your friends. Bulls are back. And you love, love,